What's up? I'm Austin Griffith. It's day 5. I'm here with Carlos and Etta. We are going to become power users today. We're going to make a bunch of transactions, and we're going to make some dumb transactions, and we're going to have them fail on us. And we're going to show you all those like frustrating moments that you have with MetaMask. Here we go. Etta, you want to share away? Also, I have my wallet connect. Maybe we should do a wallet connect too. Show other wallets and how you can use a rainbow to wallet connect in and make a transaction. I'll put that in the notes too. If we get to it. We got a lot of random things to do today. Go ahead, sorry.
Can you allow me to share? I think it's
Oh, yes. Forgot about that. And I hope I have the video working so you can see everyone's face and not just me mansplaining. Here we go. Security, share screen. You are ready. Let's make some Sanford transactions.
Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
Yep.
Google. Super. MetaMask. So we have our MetaMask over here. We can directly like make a transaction over here, or we can like go to OpenSea. Maybe actually on OpenSea it would look better. Like we can have the interface.
Go buy a loogie real quick. They're probably expensive. Oh yeah. So let's see. We bought both of those before. So we just need to make a transaction. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
if you send sanfordstout.eth to austingriffiths.eth and see what happens, and then I'll send it back or something like that.
Okay. I think I can also send it from here.
Yeah. Ooh. I think you probably want to use the OpenSea interface. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. So let's do that. Let's do that real quick. Just since it's up, let's send $5 in DAI to austingriffith.eth, and then I'll send it back to you just to show how to send assets out of the MetaMask wallet. So in one of the earlier episodes, we swapped ETH to DAI, and then you went in and you added DAI to your wallet. You basically went in and told MetaMask to start tracking DAI. Try atg.eth here, and let's see if it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's that 3-letter. There it is with the Jazzicon instead of blocky. Okay, and then just like send me $5 and let's see what happens. There we go. So we're going to pay $3 to send a total of $8, $5 in DAI, and then $3 in fees. That's not bad, actually. Gas is pretty good right now. Yeah. Ship it.
That's really okay. That's
yeah. Good. And we've learned in many previous episodes, the way to kind of show that off is to go to that disinterested third party Etherscan and double check that, the transaction really did go from person to person. And in this case, we're not sending any real value, right? No ETH is moving here. We're going to pay a little ETH. The thing that's moving is we're going to a smart contract, the DAI smart contract, and we're saying transfer some of our tokens from this address to this address. If you pull down the little arrow on the tokens transferred, do we see more information? Kind of down right by the from, right there. Do we see more information there? Does that arrow? No, it doesn't even open. It just says we sent from that address to that address for DAI stable coins. Yep. But really, it was a transaction that went to the DAI contract, right? It's kind of an interesting thing. The transaction goes to the DAI contract, but within the DAI contract, we're transferring tokens from one person to the other. So going back to Bitcoins flowing through the wire, it's not like you sent me some tokens. You actually sent a transaction to the DAI contract to tell it to adjust the balances between the two of us, take 5 away from yours and add 5 to mine. Okay, yeah, I'll send some back. Go ahead, sorry.
Like the tokens are not actually in this browser. It's just like reading from the address, like reading and like saying, okay, this is what the address has. I think it's always confused, especially like when you have a hardware wallet. It's like the tokens are in this, but no, it's all on the ledger, and then it's just reading the balance.
They're backed by that private key, that really large number you generated, right? And if anybody guesses that number, they can take your money, but they can't because it's hard. And that's what it's all about. Okay, so we've sent some DAI. Okay, now let's make a bad transaction. Let's make a transaction and let's get in and let's edit the gas and let's turn it way down. So right now gas is at about 33 Gwei. So yeah, another one. Yeah, same thing. Maybe just atg.eth, send me another $5. But this time, yep. Then you'll hit next, I think. I think what we're looking for here is the
The
gas.
gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, there's an edit fee. Yep. Ooh, let's do advanced. They really don't want us to mess it up. Okay, so your
No.
gas limit is like how much execution you'll do. And that's something that's more like to fix the halting problem. So your transaction doesn't run forever. And we can get into that a little bit more later. But the key thing here is the max fee, which is 39 right now. And gas is at like 29 or 28 Gwei. This fee here is your bid to get into the block. There's limited block space, miners are greedy, all these transactions are in the mempool, the miners want to pick the ones that are going to make them the most money. So there's a bidding process, there's an auction for that block space. And if we set that max fee to 10, okay, so instead of the current price of 27 Gwei or even 36, we're going to go 10. And you have a weird comma there. Is that a European thing, commas for decimals? I feel like, is it only Americans that use decimals, like dot, whatever, 10, let's ship it. It's saying, yo, that's too low, it's going to go slow. So basically there's a giant mempool of all these transactions, and we're going to put in a transaction where the gas, our bid is like super low. So there's probably a very low chance this is going to get mined into a block, but go ahead and save and send it, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to ask, what about this gas limit? Like, do we edit this, or like we just edit the max fee?
Again, like the gas limit is like, it's a tough thing to think about, but it has to do with basically each thing that you do on Ethereum. So Ethereum has a little EVM running, we're running little programs in there. Sending is just automatically 21,000 gas, but anything else you do beyond that costs gas. And in this case, we're updating a record in a smart contract, and so there's a storage element to it. So that's another probably like 25,000 gas right there, which is why it gets us up to about 50,000 gas. So each little thing we do, each little action we take on chain, all of these nodes have to take that action. And we don't ever want a node to get stuck running forever. So there's this idea of gas, and you pay for each little piece of execution. And if that runs out, then the whole thing reverts and the transaction doesn't go through. But that just keeps us from getting stuck in a loop. And the halting problem, which is like more COSI stuff than we really need to dive into right now, just assume that your gas limit is how far you want that transaction to go. And your max fee is basically your bid to get that transaction to go through. And our bid is way too low right now, but let's put it in and let's see what happens. All right, and we'll confirm that. So we're only paying $1 this time. Remember, we paid like $3 to send $5 to get it to work. Now we're totally lowballing it, and we're saying $1 and no more. And so what's going to happen here is Etherscan's going to say, this transaction is going to take a long time, dude. And it's definitely not going to go through. Maybe give it a reload and see if Etherscan has seen it. There we go, greater than an hour.
Yeah, I sometimes do this. For example, if I want to do like a transaction that costs a lot of gas, and it's like late at night here in Spain, you know, maybe if the gas is like, you know, 120 or something like that, I say, oh, that's super expensive, and I know that at some point it's going to go till, I don't know, say 60, for example. So I put like 60 and I just go to sleep, and maybe next morning the transaction will be executed, right?
Yep, I do that all the time. I call it like floating it into the mempool. I'm going to float this transaction. I know it's not going to go right now, but by the time I get back to my machine, there will have been a time when the bid was low enough and it'll sneak through. 10, however, is probably not going to go through. I haven't seen single digit gas for a while. Even at some of the slowest times, I have like a computer up over here whose job it is to just tell me what the gas is, and it's 28 right now. And I've never seen it in single digits for a long time.
And also the thing is that you can't do anything else, right? When you have like a transaction going for your wallet, right? You can't do anything. You can't send another transaction. I mean, you can do, but now we are
Let's
going to
look at the nonce.
Yes.
Go to click to see more. So the nonce is really important here. If you get into eth.build and you go through my kind of curriculum there, I talk about replay protection. So we set up a little distributed ledger, and we have all these transactions going between people. And without a nonce, you can basically have a transaction that says, you know, Eda sends 5 to Carlos. And that transaction can be played, right? You send it to people and everybody updates their ledger 5 for Meta to Carlos, but then you can replay that transaction. Like an hour later, send that same transaction without a nonce in there that says this individual transaction is transaction number 5, and we make transaction number 5 just once, that nonce. So we have a nonce of 6. That is totally right. Let's say you wanted to go buy an NFT or swap or do anything else, you can't until transaction at nonce 6 gets mined, right? You'll have another transaction at nonce 7 and nonce 8 and nonce 9, and they're basically just going to be in the background, on the back burner, just waiting for the transaction with nonce number 6. Just to triple down on that, if you went to send me some ETH right now and you put a second transaction in, and you even put the gas at like 300, you're willing to pay $100 in fees just to send me $5, that transaction is still not going to go through, and you're going to be frustrated, and you'd be like, what the heck? It's because this other transaction is stuck here. That was a really good insight there, Carlos. I think that's a good thing to bring up. We got to get transaction with nonce 6 to go through before anything else can happen.
So what do you think it will happen if you leave this as it is? What do you think it will happen? Like at the end, it will get like dropped from the mempool or something? If you spend like 2 months with this, or what will happen, you think?
I bet it would get mined in the next few days. I think that there's probably what we're at right at 10. I feel like it's there are some very quiet times on chain, right? Like Sunday evenings American time. It's like no one's using the chain, right? I mean, lots of people are still using it, but it in terms of the bid to get in, like I would think that at 10 Gwei, I'll bet maybe we should float one. Let's see if we remember at the end of this call to float a transaction at 10 Gwei and see if it ever goes through. Let's do that at the end of the call. And it'll go like all weekend before we get to it. Okay. So let's assume that we've messed up. We didn't send our transaction fast enough. We need to speed it up. MetaMask has a really nice little button here for us. Let's look at what it wants to do. It basically wants to just take over and replace our 10 max fee with 46, which I still think is high, maybe 31. Let's go with 31. And I think that like Vitalik just put out a tweet that wallets should be putting their their gas at like 100, like 150% or something like that. That's probably where that 43 comes in, is MetaMask has turned it up, but you can get away with 31 right now. I bet it goes through in 15 seconds. Let's see what happens.
Oops, I think I saved it, but did I save it? Okay,
what's interesting
yeah,
is like it did. Okay, yeah, we should be able to see the replacement transaction. There we go. Found one other duplicate pending transaction. Yep. And so if you go to your address, the 8A94, if you click that for a second, we should see 2 transactions pending. There we go. See how there's 2 of them? It's not like it's going to do both of those transactions because of the nonce. There's 2 different transactions with the same nonce. Only one of those is going to go through. And what's going to happen is the greedy miners are going to pick the one with the higher gas and discard the other one. We hope. I bet if you hit reload, it's got to be through. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. Okay, so you have a transaction that gets stuck. You queue up a bunch of other transactions, and you're just waiting for that transaction. You can usually speed it up. Sometimes even the speed up dialog gets a little funky within MetaMask. And one thing you have to do is that reset. Have you guys ever had to do a MetaMask reset? It's so scary, but it's not that bad. Go ahead, Carlos. I can see.
You were saying for the nonce, like reset like the nonce? Yeah,
like the nonce or chain ID. Like every once in a while, MetaMask gets just a little bit off. It gets goofy somehow. And so the chain ID is another thing. That's like if you're a developer and you're building something, you're on localhost, it's a different chain ID. But on MetaMask, say we put that transaction in. We didn't speed it up, and then somehow we go to another machine with the same MetaMask on it. It's not going to see that one, so it needs to I don't know. So you guys haven't ever had to do a MetaMask reset, is what you're telling me?
I do that on local environment like all the time, right? But with hard hat, But on mainnet, like I never had to do that.
Great. Well,
I did it once.
Okay.
I remember doing it. Like, I think you go over here, like you delete the transaction or like reset. It is really scary. Like I wasn't
It's
sure
scary.
what I
Let's
was
do it
doing
just
when I
because
was
it's
doing it.
scary, and it shouldn't be that scary. There's like nothing getting like leaked or anything. It's just like deleting your history. Whoa. What?
Yeah, I think it deletes all your transactions from the MetaMask activity. Like you can't see the activity afterwards,
Yeah.
right? Or something.
Yeah. Let's go do it just to show people that like you're not going to lose your money when you do it, right? And I think it's up in settings. Yeah, right there. And then I think it's
security,
advanced.
maybe, or security.
Ooh,
Okay,
it could be
sorry.
security. Yeah. Don't reveal your that reveal your secret phrase.
This
Don't
is
do
not
that one.
that one.
Yeah.
No, not this
Yeah.
one.
But
Yeah,
see
maybe.
how that button, that was a non-primary button with a red border, right? And that was the big scary one. Okay, now when you go to advanced, and there's a reset account. Look at that. The same UI hints. It's a red button with an outline, and it's telling you to reset. So it's just as scary as the reveal private key, but it's actually not scary at all. And if MetaMask gets confused or it doesn't have the right nonce or something is going weird or you're on the wrong chain ID, you have to get in here and do this reset. Let's try it just to show everyone our, oh my gosh, it looks so scary. What is happening? It's actually just like getting rid of your just transaction history, right? There we go. Did you do it? Is that it? Do we still have our money? Okay. So it's not that scary to do. And sometimes MetaMask gets confused. We even still have our account activity, right? So the only thing it was clearing is probably pending transactions or something like that. Yeah. So just want to walk through that slowly as friends on camera. It's not so scary. Sometimes you have to reset your MetaMask. What about canceling a transaction? Now that we know how to speed it up, go ahead. Carlos is in.
No, you know me, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say that for the like for the cancel transaction, maybe instead of doing like the pressing the cancel button on MetaMask, we can use like the advanced nonce feature on MetaMask. So we can like set the nonce, like subtract one to the nonce and then set another transaction, because you can't cancel a transaction. You just like send a replacement for that transaction, right? So maybe instead of like using the cancel button, we can, I think it's somewhere in the settings that you can like show the nonce before like sending the transaction and you can modify it. So maybe we can do that. I don't know.
Yep.
It's a bit different.
So there is a cancel transaction, and all it does is speed up your transaction and change the to and from to be like a transaction from you to you for zero value or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go advanced mode. I think you have to go into settings, man. Is it advanced? I bet it's in advanced. And then it lets you like some kind of one of the switches to see the custom nonce is what we're looking for. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, that one.
There it is. Yep. So this is the second. We had to turn on test nets in here also. In one of the first episodes, we had to turn on test nets. So this is the second kind of like advanced thing that you might want to add to your MetaMask, is allowing you to control that nonce. Okay, so send another one to ATG for $5.
Oops, study.
Yeah. And we'll send.
Oops.
Ooh. Yeah, send 5 DAI.
Let's change the gas price
and
right?
lower the gas, right? We want this one to have like nonce will be 7, but we want the gas to be like 10 so it doesn't go through. Yep. And then ship it. Okay, so now we've floated the transaction with nonce 7, right, into the mempool, and it's probably not going to get mined for a long time, right? So now we want to craft a second transaction ourselves, right? And let's copy our address while we're here. Copy the that will work too. Perfect. And then let's just basically go do a send to this address. So we're sending from ourselves to ourselves, and we're just going to send 0. You could just put it at ETH and just put it at 0. So nothing actually moves through the transaction, even though it would be coming back to you. Now hit next and let's see what happens. All right, now custom nonce. Okay, so if we were to ship this it would put it second in line to our other transaction. And we would first send the $5, then this one would go, but this one's never going to go until the other one goes. But what we want to do is set the custom nonce to 7. And basically, we'll have 2 transactions with the nonce 7 out in the mempool, but let's have this one be a higher gas, basically manually canceling it. But it should do the same thing, right? Let's see what happens. What's our gas at? It should be like
this is pretty low for gas. I
oh,
don't know.
we better
like,
edit that. Yeah.
But it is
Oh,
ETH,
but
right? So
because we're not sending, yes, because
Yes.
we're sending 0 ETH, we're not actually making an update to a smart contract. So the gas is actually half the price because you have the 21,000 plus the 20,000 for the store. So it's just cheaper. Here we go. Confirm. Now there's 2 transactions with the same nonce. One of them sending me 5 DAI, the other one sending ourselves ETH. And so the one sending ourselves the ETH should hopefully take over here and go
so
through.
it doesn't show on MetaMask though, but it's the same transaction though, right? Does it like update? Like it
Yeah,
can
go
show
back to
over
your
here,
go back
just
to your
like-
from and see if we have like click your 8A and see if we have 2 transactions again. Ooh, hit reload. Let's see. Maybe MetaMask hasn't or Etherscan hasn't seen it yet. What just happened? Should we try again? Another transaction to ourselves for this. See, this is why we get on camera and record ourselves doing this, because it's like, what the heck? We all thought that would work and it didn't. So yeah, to yourself, 0 ETH.
No, it's a 7 again.
7 again. Come on, MetaMask. Come on,
doesn't,
MetaMask.
like,
What are you
display.
doing here? Why is it doing that? Why wouldn't it? Okay, let's try again. Maybe we need to put a little bit of value in. Maybe send like 0.01 ETH to ourselves.
Mhm.
This is exactly why we go through this, because it's like these weird things where you're at home doing it and it's like, well, I saw them do it and it worked. Don't forget your custom nonce is 7.
Yeah.
And this better work or I'm gonna throw the table. Come on, MetaMask. Welcome to Web3. When freaking MetaMask, why? You're not in Web3 if you don't get angry at MetaMask at least once a day. What the
And it
heck?
doesn't,
Why won't
like-
it let us do that? Like, why would you give us a custom nonce interface and then not let us put a transaction through at the custom nonce? Oh, something happened. Did our DAI just go through? Oh no, you just switched the activity. It didn't actually happen.
But yeah, it is 3 minutes. Like, I don't know what this is, but 3 minutes left for the transaction.
Oh
maybe?
no, that's
Oh
the
no,
last time it was
sorry.
seen.
Yeah. this one.
So yeah, popping up in the mempool. Okay,
So I don't know. Maybe let's try to like use the cancel button and see what happens.
Yep. I hate MetaMask so much.
Oh,
So,
to
like, the
cancel?
user experience is so bad. Why? Let's do Wallet Connect next. Let's Wallet Connect in a different
So
wallet.
to cancel, like, we're submitting another transaction. So we will pay like this to like submit it again. So I'm just like saving.
Yep. So it's taking that send DAI and it's clearing out the to and from, and it's putting in another transaction that will have the same nonce, right? We should scroll down and see that it's nonce 7.
Yep.
With the higher gas. Yep. This one's gonna work. But why didn't that other
it
one
did work.
Why didn't they allow us to do that? Shaking my fist. Okay, there we go. We were able to put a slow transaction in, and we were able to speed up a transaction. We were able to cancel a transaction. We were unable to manually cancel a transaction.
But it is the same thing, right? Because if you check, it's just like sending 0 ETH from you to you, right? So I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the cancel button did it, but they wouldn't let us do it manually because they're helping us, helping us save us from ourselves. Okay, great. So, all right, what's next? Let's make some more transactions. What other things? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I have an idea that maybe we can try because we were like sending DAI through MetaMask, right? So what if we go to the DAI contract and transfer funds from there? You know what I mean?
So Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean use the, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't
use
know.
the DAI
That's an idea.
contract
Yeah.
ether scan. Yeah, for sure. Just showing how right now we're using the MetaMask wallet to send, but we can do the same thing by using the ether scan interface. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So if we go, it's right here, right? There's DAI, right? Write contracts. Ed is on it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for the first time. I've not done this one before, but
it'll work.
try it.
It'll work. And we're going to see, for the first time, we're going to see times 10 to the 18, which we haven't seen in a lot of places yet.
Yep.
And let's go look at, let's
transfer,
maybe,
I guess.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Yeah.
Number 10. Yep. Okay.
Okay, let's get our wallet address. I think this is wallet address. This is destination. But
WAD. This is DAI. No, this is DAI 3-letter. WAD is the amount of money you're going to send. Instead of putting amount, the developers of the maker's DAI contract use 3-letter variables.
Okay.
Welcome to Web3.
DST, I guess, is like destination, right?
Okay. And hold on now. You're only sending 5 way worth. You're not sending 5 times 10 to the 18.
And also
right?
to yourself, right? That you are sending.
And you're also sending it to yourself, which is fine. Who cares?
Yeah,
but like,
okay.
it'd be cool to see it move. So you can't put in atg.eth here. They don't respect ENS, which they should, but they don't. Welcome to Web3. So you need to go to your wallet. Yep. And let's see, or we could go to Etherscan, right? We could get my ENS by going to Etherscan and then just type in heg.eth. Yep, there we go. And then grab that address there. There we go. Now, if you go back to the DAI and paste that in, there we go. Now you're sending me 5. You're not sending me 5 DAI though. You're sending me a tiny little fraction of DAI. Oh, look at this, throwing in the zeros.
Like
I think you can just hit that little plus button.
I didn't count, but I think this should do. No?
You need 18 zeros, right? I think it's a little short.
9. Okay, this is 9. Oops.
The good thing is you can delete the zeros and you can just use the plus. The little plus symbol.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So just put it on 5 and hit plus. Whoa.
Yeah, I think you need to scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, some kind of weird modal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
Welcome to Web3.
Welcome to Web3. Okay. Wow. Maybe it's not connected. Something is not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, it's red. Yeah. Hey.
Nice.
Okay, so we triggered. Why does it say unknown processing time? That's interesting. Again, scary warnings in MetaMask that you don't understand. Here we are. I don't know why unknown processing time. There's a little, what's a little info box? If we hover over the info of unknown processing time, let's see how. Oh, maybe. It's talking, it's saying our gas is not high enough. So if you go to edit, what's it set at?
Maybe it's because we did it through
the priority fee. Maybe do 1 point. Yeah, so Etherscan may have hard coded a priority fee of 1, which should work, but let's put it at 1.5. And really, like, it's there's with EIP 1559, the gas changed from being a single number like the 39 to the single number plus the priority fee. Basically, you just want to have your priority fee at like 1.5 to 2, and then you want to set your gas fee above the thing. There's like this whole base fee and stuff that's like harder to explain and get through. But just assume that like when more traffic happens on chain, they're actually like expanding the block size a little bit and trying to keep the fees more constant and try to not have those big jumps. And then there's this base fee that slowly moves up, but don't worry about that. Just like priority fee 1.5 or 2, it'll go through. You're not going to spend a bunch of extra money. You might overpay by a tiny bit, but it's not that much. It's the other one, that other number, that 30 that needs to be high, and it's like 23 right now. So it should work. That should ship. There we go. We made another transaction. We're making tons of transactions today. Here we go. Okay, what else should we do? There's DeFi, there's DAOs, there's multisigs, there's wallets and other wallets. We've canceled and we've sped up. We've done a reset. Ooh, bridging. Should we fire some
Oh
money
yeah.
into one of the bridges of one of the L2s and just get that started? So yeah, I would go to like the optimism bridge if I were doing it. Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it? How do you feel? You got it. You got it. Here we go. Here we
I
go.
don't mind.
There we go.
I think we can go here.
Gateway is down. Yep. Oh, Brit. Oh, yep. Is there, if you scroll down, is there just like the gateway, there we go. The optimism bridge. Just use theirs. Yeah. All right. And we need to put in like, not very much probably.
So why do we want to bridge money into L2s?
Good one.
I mean, what's
Good
like
question.
the reason for that? Because I mean, if you are on mainnet Ethereum, that's like the real OG, right? So why do we want to go to other places?
Great question. On L1, that's where all the liquidity is. That's where everybody's buying NFTs. That's where a lot of people are using it. On L2, it's cheaper and it's faster and it's getting closer to like a mainstream kind of Web2 like experience. There's a whole rabbit hole we can get into in terms of L2s and side chains and scalability. But if you imagine it, there's a way to have faster, quicker transactions by lowering your security. And if you go look at some other L1s or some side chains, they basically have lower security, but faster transactions.
And cheaper.
A true L2 should settle to L1 and have all the same security concerns as the L1. So Optimism should be just as secure as Ethereum, and it should settle to Ethereum, but it's going to use some tricks to be a lot faster and cheaper. So the reason why we would go to Optimism is maybe we want to use like a social networking app where every time I like, it's making a transaction. And if we did that on mainnet, it would be slow. We'd have these MetaMask headaches. It would be expensive. All of that stuff would happen. But on a side chain, maybe it only costs $1. I mean, we've got away with like $1 transactions over on mainnet right now because gas is so low. But the same transaction on L2 is going to be cheaper and it's going to go through almost instantaneously. So let's bridge a little bit in and see how it goes. So basically we're going to, think of it as kind of two different chains happening here. We're going to deposit on one chain and it's going to trigger an event that then releases it on the other chain after some grace period. Let's do it. Deposit, right? We've got our MetaMask hooked up, 1 to 2 minutes, no problem. You've used MetaMask before. You've got $2 in fees to bring $61 to this L2. And now we wait a couple minutes for it to go through the bridge, and then we'll just have some money over on Optimism. We got to change our network, right? We had to change our network before for a test net, but now we need to get Optimism in our MetaMask wallet and have MetaMask respect Optimism. How do we do that? Let's find out.
Oh, our transaction went through anyways, so we could like do that. It's
probably not all the way through though. The transaction went and the money is gone, but the money's not in your wallet yet. That's a good distinction to make. There's this grace period as you go through a bridge where you don't have the money on either side and it's kind of scary, and then it shows up on the other side. So how do we get, you already have Optimism added here. How would
it doesn't come as added. We can like remove it.
Ooh, just deleted it.
Oh,
okay, yes. Here we go.
No mercy.
Gone.
No mercy.
So basically just like going and, well, the testnets had directly appeared when we enabled them, but you can go to add networks. Not all of them come by default. And we can just search for the Optimism.
The important thing is the RPC URL. We're going to do this manually. A lot of times a good app should just have a button that says add this to your MetaMask. Yeah. But it's good for us to go through this manually just to show it. Almost all the apps you're going to use are going to have like you're over on Optimism now. Click here and we'll add Optimism, or we'll switch your network to Optimism. But let's do it manually here. Yep. So you basically just searched Optimism, Ethereum, RPC URL or network. Yeah.
Yeah, just like MetaMask Optimism. MetaMask actually has their own website. I think they also have it. Oh yeah, this is better.
Nice.
Like
Yep, that's the
directly
information
MetaMask.
you need too. We've got the chain ID of 10 and the RPC address. That's basically what we need. Oop, probably HTTPS. Nice. Chain ID 10. What's the symbol? ETH?
I think that's just ETH, no?
Yep, I guess.
I tried the Block Explorer.
Oh no, Block Explorer. No, that I don't think that was the right link. I think there's a different one.
That's not the Block Explorer.
Yep, I think it's optimism.etherscan.io. Yep. Okay, looks good to me. All right, so now we're on Optimism and we don't have our ETH yet. So we haven't gone through the, I mean, it's been a couple minutes. Come on, Bridge, where you at?
Yeah, this is a time you're not supposed to be worried.
This is like when you're scared. Like, I just put $500 into the Bridge and I don't have it on either side. Where's my $500? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it's gone from our account. We had 0.06, not here yet. Hopefully we'll load up.
When you have the money, maybe, I mean, I know that NFT day was like yesterday, but maybe we can try like minting Optimism NFT, and we also can like compare like the prices, right? There's like this, how was it? Is Quixotic, something like that?
Quixotic. Let's go to it. Yeah. So have you gone to Quixotic before, Etta? Let me send you this.
It's like the OpenSea for
that's the name
Optimism.
of it. It's basically, it's an NFT marketplace on Optimism. Quixotic ETH, maybe. There we go. There it is.
.io.
Yep.
Oh.
Quixotic.io. So look, if you scroll down, you'll see this is very similar to mainnet or mainnet Ethereum NFT platforms. So many cool ones.
Do we have our optimistic?
Do we have our Optimism yet? We do not. And just to triple check this, if you go to like optimistic.loogies.io, does it, and if you connect your wallet there, so this is an app that runs on Optimism that we've built with Scaffold ETH that you at home will be able to build in no time. Go and notice your wallet in the top right. Yeah, let's connect in our wallet. Select the Zoom account. And now we're connected. It's Sanford Stout, but Sanford has $0 in Optimism still. But our identity and our inventory traveled with us. And here we are at a fun, optimistic website. Man, 1 to 2 minutes. They were a little optimistic about how long that was supposed to take, weren't they? Okay, what else? I was thinking I would take a loan out on Aave or something. I feel like that's another like good, like using. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there you go. You got it. I mean, I guess we could take a small loan if you just launched the app, right? Let's get into it. Okay.
Oh, we're connected. This is the right wallet. No, this is my own wallet.
Okay, and you're still on
now
Optimism.
We're on Zoom.
It should yell at us to switch.
Should be on.
Yeah, let's put it on mainnet though. Let's do a mainnet transaction here. We're waiting for Optimism to bridge still. So what if we what we're going to do is let's put up collateral. So we have 0.03 ETH left, right? What if we were to supply 0.025?
So we're going to give this money to the contract and take some money out, like
exactly
as you take loans from a bank.
We're going to lock up $50 of value as collateral, and that's all that's going to happen here. We're not going to take a loan yet. We're just making one transaction to basically lock this up as collateral, and it's going to give us back. Let's edit that gas fee. Oh, it's so. Oh, did it go? What happened there?
No, I just clicked reject. I was gonna edit the money we
This is another
provide.
thing. If you accidentally click something, then all of this stuff falls apart too. Yeah, let's do advanced. Oh, okay. So
I
look
think
at the
we don't
gas
have
limit here.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the gas. The reason why this is so expensive. Well, let's go back. We might be able to tweak it a little bit. If you go back to, or we could do
To
a smaller
MetaMask.
amount. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
supply like 0.01 instead or something. But let's go look at that gas though. Let's get in there and look at why that's so expensive.
Mhm.
If you go into that edit again, so $17 is a lot. We were paying $1 to send gas a little bit ago. Why is it so much now? So if you go to advanced, we see this gas limit. Remember that amount that you're willing to pay for execution is set from the app at like 400,000, right? So what that means is there's a lot more storage going on here. There's a lot more execution in the contract. The contract has to do some heavier actions, and we have to pay for each one of those actions. So yeah, I think even if you bring the max fee down to like 24 or something like that and ship it, it's still going to be a pretty expensive. Yeah, see, $20. So we're going to lock up $40 and pay $20 to do it, just because it's gonna have to make a bunch of smart contract changes. Oh man, Sanford Stout, I need to send you some more ETH, I think.
we have some dye, like we can.
Do we?
I-
Oh, we
actually,
could unlock the
change
dye.
a dye. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have like almost $200 of dye.
Maybe let's do that. And what did we
Yeah.
use to swap it last time? Did we use Uniswap?
Yes.
What's another DEX? Matcha? Have you tried matcha.xyz? Try. I think it's that. Yeah, I think it's that.
Oops,
No,
not this.
add an A at the end after the H. Yeah. All right. Let's start trading. And so there's tons of different DEXs, right? There's tons of different ways to swap from ETH to DAI, including like taking out a loan, right? But what we want to do is, and there's aggregators too. There's not just like a single DEX you go to, but there's DEX aggregators that will go to all the DEXs and spread the trades out to try to make it cheaper or figure out the cheapest path. So should we do like 150 DAI or something like that? There we go.
Yeah, but it doesn't connect my wallet. I'm just maybe after the transaction. Oh, and it's free? I don't know. Maybe it's the first time. Oh, now it asks to connect. This is weird.
That was an interesting flow. Yeah, it's kind of cool when they delay the. Okay. Ooh, this is good too. The approved pattern. So you're not just sending ETH here. When you're sending DAI, you have to do this really weird thing where we have to go to the DAI contract and approve the DEX contract. And then we'll make a second transaction to the DEX contract that will go get the DAI and then do something with it. And this is the ERC20 approved pattern. So you'll notice you'll have to make two transactions. Let's do it. So we'll have to first just make a cheap approval, giving access to our DAI to the DEX. So we're allowing a smart contract to basically take our money, is what we're saying. We're saying you are allowed to take it, but we're actually trusting that that smart contract is going to work the way it's written, and there's nothing malicious in the smart contract, so it's totally fine to approve the DAI. Ooh, they have like a little, like kind of a little network timer. This is some interesting UX. They're trying to kind of guess how long your transaction is going to take. But honestly, like, they don't know. They're doing their best to guess. But like, it comes down to the crypto economics of proof of work right now. And hey, it went. And now we're ready, right? So our first transaction went through. We've approved the DAI to move through the DEX. Then we make another transaction, which is also scary. Signing, look at that, you're signing a hash. That's tough, man. That's like, a lot of our apps do that too. And like some 712 would be nice, so we could see the EIP 712 would be nice, where we can see what we're signing. Sometimes you just sign a hash and you trust it. And that's welcome to Web3.
So we didn't do this, like Uniswap didn't ask us to approve though, right? Like I don't remember.
It was because we were going from ETH to DAI. Let's go do it real quick, just to
okay.
prove to ourselves that it does, right? If you go to Uniswap and go to the
I
app.
don't want to close this.
I think it already probably swapped by now. But yeah, if you go here,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
so we were going ETH to DAI. If you hit that little arrow, oh, you got it. Blah, 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 blah. You don't want to have someone reverse the audio and figure out your keystrokes. Here we go. Oh,
I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So has it swapped? Oh yeah, it's already swapped.
Yeah.
But go ahead and go down to, yeah, let's hit the little arrow thing there, right? To flip it around. Yeah, DAI. Yep, there we go. Now we would go from DAI to ETH. Yep, and if you, yep, see that? The swap button went away and it has an allow button first. So it's gonna have us do one transaction to allow the DAI to flow and then a second transaction to make the swap. So if you're going from ETH to DAI, it's one transaction. But if you're going from a token to ETH, any ERC20 token needs that approved pattern and you have to have that second transaction. I'm glad we went through it. We probably would have totally forgot about the approved pattern unless we ran into it here. Okay, so we've got plenty of ETH. We can go take out a loan now, right? On Aave. Let's supply 0.05 or something like that. How much is that? $100. Okay, we're gonna supply $100 of collateral. We're gonna pay $25 in gas fees. So normally you would probably be doing this with a higher amount, probably. Like it's really not worth it to have 25% of your money go in transaction fees. Something's not right. It didn't trigger your MetaMask. Yeah. Well, welcome to Web3. Something got lost between the dApp and the wallet, and I think just give it a reload and try it again.
Okay, this is Stanford Stout, and we're on Ethereum mainnet. Supply.
Okay, and it worked that time. Same exact thing, but that wallet being flipped around, the app lost it somehow, right? Okay, so we're gonna pay $28. So we're gonna send in our $100 plus another $28 in gas, and here we go. Yeah, ship it. Thanks to EIP 1559, you don't really have to spend a lot of time thinking about gas. You kind of just pull up that MetaMask dialog, you look at it, you say, is it worth the $27? But really, there's not a lot of like advanced gas tweaking you have to do these days. It usually goes through. But if you make your transaction right as some NFT drop happens and the price of gas spikes, you'll have to get in there and speed it up a couple times. But like we showed here, as long as MetaMask behaves, it's not that big of a deal, and you've got a button and you hit the button and it goes.
By the way, the optimistic ETH is already there, so maybe after that we can go.
Okay, then we'll be on Optimism. All right, it came through the bridge.
Wow, awesome.
Okay, but let's switch back. Let's finish our loan. Yeah. All we've done now is we've put up collateral, and now we have probably some kind of collateral token. I bet what they do is they take our ETH and they gave us some AETH or something like that. Some kind of Aave token that represents ETH that is, oh yeah, AWETH. Let's add it to our wallet. See, awesome. This is usually what you'll see in an app. It's like, oh, you have this new token. Would you like to add it to your, and then if we go look at our MetaMask, now we have that collateral token, right? That represents money that we've locked up in the platform. So 0.05 ETH is locked up in the platform. Now let's take out a loan, right? What all can we do? We can scroll up. We can stake. I think we want to take out a loan, right? Yeah. How do we, look at this. We could stake some Aave. I don't think we want to stake it though, right? I think we want to.
Yeah, I think we can take out a loan. Assets to borrow. So from here.
Assets to borrow. What do we want to borrow?
I don't know why.
So if we're putting up, okay, this gets into, so lending really unlocks a ton of things. Obviously, if you think a token is going to go up, you would want to hold that token. If you think a token is going to go down, you don't want to hold that token, right? But there are people who can speculate and use leverage. So if they think a token is going to go down, they can short that token. And what you do to actually short that token, let's say that we think the price of Frax is gonna, I've never even heard of Frax. It might be a stable coin, I don't even know. But let's say we think it's gonna go down. what we would do is we'd take a big loan out. We'd lock our ETH up, and it's our ETH locked up in the contract. So eventually we can come back and get that ETH out. But we'd lock our ETH up and we'd get a bunch of fracks. So we'd overcloud it. We'd lock up $1,000 of ETH. We'd borrow $600 worth of fracks. And then if we think fracks is going to go down, we would swap all that fracks to ETH or to some stable coin. And then we wait for that to go down. And then we swap back to, we pay off our loan. Now to leverage up there, we do that in a loop. And this is where it gets really weird. We put up $1,000 of ETH collateral. We get $600 of fracks. We swap that for $600 of ETH. And then we put that ETH up as more collateral, and we borrow $300 of fracks, and we swap that to ETH, and we put that up as more collateral. Now, if the price of ETH goes down and your loan becomes under collateralized, you're going to get liquidated. So you're playing a dangerous game of speculation here. And if you're a builder, you should just be building stuff and not playing these stupid games, because you're going to lose. But just going through how folks play these games, so you as the builder can like understand these concepts and play around. Let's borrow some DAI, maybe, right? Let's not get crazy about it. And so now we have basically a variable rate or a stable rate, and this is going to be money we pay as a fee to borrow, right? So the lender is basically going to make a fee on how much money we borrow from them. But yeah, let's borrow 81. So let's see how much we put 100. I feel like let's do like 60 DAI. I feel like it's like like the price of ETH could go down and our loan could get liquidated. What's happening here? Is it trying to adjust? Oh man, we're gonna pay $50 in gas to get a $60 loan. I think I think maybe this is the end of the power user road for borrowing DAI.
You could do that.
Yes, you at home can do this with a larger amount of money, but it's just not worth even pulling the trigger on the transaction because it's so expensive. Wow, mainnet's expensive. Are there some alternatives? Let's go over to L2 and play around with layer 2. There we go. All right. So on Ethereum mainnet, the overhead is more expensive, right? So now we're on optimism. We've made a hard switch to an L2. We have 0.3 that we've bridged in. Let's go make some optimistic. So just to start out, send me like $1 and let's see what happens. Let's do a send here. atg.eth. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, MetaMask, for not respecting ENS on other networks. Whose idea is that? Garbage idea. All right, so you have to type in atg.eth and go to Etherscan and get the address and copy it and go back to MetaMask and paste in the address. L2s are coming and L2s need ENS too, and ENS should settle on mainnet. So wallets should respect mainnet ENS on whatever network you're on, but they don't.
Yeah, usually when you do like an application, an app, you use like the mainnet to check out to look up the ENS, even if you are like developing a app for optimism. So you always use mainnet for ENS. Except
MetaMask doesn't. Okay, there we go. So now there should be 2 gas fees. I feel like can we get in here and look at, because there's usually an L1 fee and an L2 fee. There's no advanced screen here, is there?
Maybe you need to enable there like some settings in MetaMask possibly, where you can enable like advanced gas settings.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, we should probably turn that on too. Settings, advanced, something about gas.
Yeah,
advanced gas controls. There we go. So the third thing we needed to change to be able to see it. Now let's send, and maybe users don't need that. Like we could have hit send there and it would have went through fine, but we're just trying to show it off and show a little bit more. Instead of sending me ETH, I guess you're going to send me 20, but look at that. Okay. So the gas, it's still just the gas
really
fee.
low.
It didn't. Oh no. Oh, this is the old transaction. Hit reject here. There's a second transaction queued. Maybe just reject all and start
reject
over.
all.
Yep. Well, yep. This is why we're going through it, just to expose folks to all the things you'll run into.
But it still doesn't give us the option.
Still doesn't give us the advanced gas. You know, I swear you checked that box. I swear you did.
I think I did.
I think
we
you
can
did.
go back.
You know,
advanced.
Look at that. Gas controls. It's on. Yep. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, look at all those settings. Okay, cool. Awesome. I don't know what to say. What I want to see is see a quick transaction go through. So why don't you try sending me just a little bit on optimism, even 0.01, right? You can send a smaller amount. Oh man, you've got 2 transactions queued up. You're working on your third.
Yeah, because everything, like they didn't reject anything and I don't know how to edit, but we could start from 0.
Do 0.001, just a smaller amount. Yeah. Just to show that you can send just like $1 or $2. So look at this. You're sending $2 and you're paying 31 cents. And watch how fast it goes through. That's the key part. It should almost go immediately.
Oh,
yep, it's already done. Yep,
there.
Exactly. And this is the experience you'll get from L2s. You'll have fees at a fraction of the price. You'll have transactions that happen almost instantly. And the third piece is the security, right? We've had that before with sidechains, but then the security is not as good. The security here should be as secure as Ethereum. All of this stuff settles to Ethereum. If someone tries to do something weird, they're going to get challenged and booted. So, and I don't gigabrain know like the actual, like what happens on the sequencer of optimism, but I do know that the security is as good as Ethereum, and that's how the L2 works. And we're able to send stuff fast and cheap. Let's go. We've got that optimistic loogie. So just to the left, one more. So we should go buy it on a platform, but yeah, let's switch it to optimism. Notice that the app will switch you to optimism. Notice this app is going to use mainnet ENS, even though you're on a side chain. Isn't that nice? Yeah, just click that. Did it go? Is it not going? What's the button do?
Yeah, I mean, you're already on
Maybe
optimism.
reload and click it. What kind of garbage app is this? Oh, you're already on optimism. So it just hadn't.
I could mint one, right? We have that much ETH.
Yep, you should be ready. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we're going to pay $37 to mint an optimistic loogie. Dang, those are expensive. All right, here we go. 31 cents and $37. And it should happen almost instantaneously. And we should have a loogie. There it is. It's loading up.
It's now, still less than what we need.
Yep. Let's see. There it is. Look at that. Oh, that's a thick loogie. That's a big guy.
Beautiful.
Owned by Sanford Stout.
Yeah.
So chubby. That is a chubby loogie. Yeah. All right. Okay.
So if you go to Quixotic, I guess you will see.
That's what we should do is go to Quixotic. Yep. So can we connect and see our inventory? That would be the coolest thing.
MetaMask is now not popping up.
Yeah, I bet. So I think we've seen this in a couple places when we're tinkering around with our wallet and we're moving it from network to network, and then we go back to the app. A lot has happened there and it doesn't know what to do, and you almost have to just like reload the app and kind of reorient around the wallet. There we go. There's our chubby boy right there. Little turquoise 1471. All right. Should we sell it? Let's put it up for auction.
Okay.
Yeah. At time. Look at this cool stuff. Sell with a declining price. So started at like 1 ETH and ended at like 0.11111 ETH or 0.001 or 0.000001. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Ship it.
For 1 week.
Yep. So it's just going to start at one price and it's just going to slowly decline. Cost us 45 cents to sell this thing instead of $50 over on mainnet when we were looking at a loan.
So how much did we pay for the minting in this for the loogies?
37 cents or something.
So I
Yeah.
just was checking like the minting that we did the other day, and we paid like $9 on mainnet.
On mainnet, yep.
So it's like quite better.
Ooh, here is a signed message with a little bit more information. This is a 712. So instead of signing a hash, you get to sign a little bit more information. But you'll do this a lot on Ethereum. You'll be signing a message, and that message is then used in some kind of off-chain service where someone, if it's an order book and you're swapping, it can be like a maker-taker kind of thing where I sign a transaction, I sign a message that says, I'll trade my thing for X price. Then someone else can take that signed message and put it on chain and execute it. So there we go. We've put our Loogie up for sale on some kind of auction, on a third-party website, Quixotic. Our inventory and identity followed us through. We've canceled and sped up transactions. We've tried we haven't really tried staking tokens, right? We looked at, we should get a Gnosis multisig going real quick.
Yeah.
Can we go, if you just go to Gnosis Safe, just Google Gnosis Safe. I feel like it's time to set up a multisig. So we talked a lot about the mnemonic, and we talked about how if you lose your mnemonic, it's gone forever, right? The money's gone forever. If someone steals your mnemonic, your money's gone forever. So this user experience of having a mnemonic and having a mnemonic that can, just like go away and have your money is really scary. So there are hardware wallets and there are other types of wallets, but using a smart contract wallet is one of the safest ways to store your money if you do it correctly. And so what we should do here is we should set up, let's say Sanford wants to store their money in a little bit safer spot. What they can do is deploy, let's create a new safe. They're going to deploy a smart contract, and it's going to be called what's called a multisig, where it's going to take multiple signers to sign off on each transaction. And that makes it slower and harder, but what that does is make it safer and easier. If you lose one account, but you still have two of the other three, you can use those accounts to recover and add new people. So let's see, we're on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could do it on Optimism, probably.
Oh,
did it allow us? Was Optimism? Let's do it on
switch.
Optimism. We have money there. Yeah. Yeah, let's create a safe on Optimism.
Okay.
Yep.
Hopeful optimism safe.
Hopeful Optimism. Nice. Okay. And then it's going to ask us about owners. So this is the key part, is we want to have a few of us in here, right? So maybe put, Zoom, there's Sanford. Yep. And then maybe put each of us in here too. Like maybe we could make a 2 out of 4 or a 2 out of 5 or a 2 out of 3. So here are our addresses, right? You probably need,
I was gonna. Can we write like an ENS directly?
Let's try it. Let's see if they respect ENS.
Oh no.
Boo. They do not. That is lame. That is so lame. Can you imagine a multisig where you type in atg.eth and it works on whatever network you want? Wouldn't that be nice?
I think Carl texts you need to send your address, but
yeah.
Carl texts or
oh yeah.
Oh, super.
You get
I think
it?
it's Carl text. Let's just say Carlos.
There we go. And then one more.
9.
Yeah. She tweets. Ooh, she tweets.
It's my metaverse.
There we go.
Name.
Okay, so there are 4 different accounts here. And now we need to set the threshold. How many people do we need to sign? Let's set it at just 2. And basically what that does is, if any one of these accounts gets leaked, the money that's in the safe is still safe, because you need 2 out of 4 signers to get money out of the safe. So let's say Sanford accidentally leaked his seed phrase and his account is totally owned, and Sanford's crying and he calls us up, all my money's gone. And we could say, Sanford, don't worry. You set up a Gnosis safe and we're signers on it, and we can help you recover some of the money that you put in the safe. And he loves us for it. All right, let's go ahead and deploy that. And then let's put a little money in it and talk through those security concerns. All right, so it's 2 out of 4 owners. So it's almost like a DAO, right? This is really the starting pieces of a decentralized organization. You have X amount of people that can sign, and you need, it's called M of N, right? So you have M amount of people sign an N out of N total, and it's a 2 of 4 in this case. So there we go. We got a safe on Optimism. So now if you share that link with us, we should all be able to go to the safe. And I'll load it up with a little bit of Optimism. And then let's orchestrate a transaction coming out of our safe. Ooh, we could even use Wallet Connect, and we could set up ENS for Sanford's. No, we can't because it's on Optimism. Darn it. We could buy a loogie or something. Okay, so there's our safe. If you send me that address, yeah, there we go. Let me send some ETH. Okay, how am I going to do it? Let's see.
Oh, so we could like directly send there, right? Like it's
Yep. It's an address.
Just
yep,
an address.
Exactly. Yep. I'm looking to see what accounts I have that have any money on Optimism. Not
got
many.
0.9 ETH. We could send this.
Here we go. I'm going to steal the screen for a second. Share. Okay, this is another wallet. This is a Punk wallet, punkwallet.io. So you can use Punk Wallet basically to generate accounts, right? I can just put in any seed phrase or private key here. I've got one with $14. I'm going to send it to our safe, which is 23D. Did I copy that address right? Okay, I'm going to send 12 of these dollars. And it's done. The money's in the safe. Isn't that nice? So now if we go back to our Gnosis safe, could you link us to the, oh, you just did that. I bet I could find it by doing, could you send that full link there?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen again. Let's look at it. Okay, so I've got my account and I should be a signer on that. Yep, switch networks. Okay, and so we have $12 in our safe now. Let's orchestrate a transaction, right? So we're gonna make a new transaction. We're just gonna send funds. We'll send them to atg.eth. Please respect the ENS. Okay, and we're going to send a little bit of our ETH, 0.001, right? A tiny little bit of our ETH to atg.eth. So I'm proposing a transaction to you guys to send me 0.001 ETH out of our stash of $12. And here it comes to have me sign something, and I sign it. So no transaction yet, right? This is all off chain so far. I've proposed the transaction, I've signed it, and now we have 1 out of 2 signers. Okay, so now one of you guys needs to share your screen and sign that transaction, and you should share it too, so we can see it go through, and then I can go execute it.
Do you want to do it, Eda, or?
Yeah, sure. I have it open. It just came through, but yeah.
There we go. So we see that transaction in the transaction queue. And if you click that, does it take us to our transaction queue? Yep. And it needs a confirmation. And it noticed that you're logged in as an address that is a signer on this multisig. So you should be able to confirm the transaction. Ooh, and it's going to have you execute it. You could have unchecked that and I could have paid the gas and you could have just signed it, but you're going to sign it and you're going to execute it for 92 cents. And we should see some money come out of the wallet. It's at $12 now. The transaction has gone through by now, but we're waiting for Gnosis Safe's transaction indexer, which is notoriously slow. Welcome to Web3.
There was a lot of welcome to Web3s today.
A lot of welcome to Web3s today. Why doesn't any
Okay.
app use ENS? Like, why not respect mainnet ENS everywhere and just do it? Like, I can see one argument would be if you're testing something that has to do with ENS, you want to have a test net that has ENS on it where you could register test addresses. So maybe like Rinkeby, like on Rinkeby, you do ENS stuff, and over there, whenever you look up someone's address, you use the Rinkeby lookup, and then everywhere else you use mainnet lookup. There it went though. We were able to orchestrate a transaction. Okay, now let's go. I'm going to steal a screen again. Let's go expert mode. This is going to be really cool. Okay, so we have our Gnosis safe, this 23D0. This is an account on Ethereum. This is another identity, right? But this identity is controlled by the 4 of us, and we have to get a vote. 2 out of 4 of us have to vote to make this work. But I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to go to apps, and I'm going to go to Wallet Connect. So Wallet Connect, a lot of times, let's go to Build Guild and let me Wallet Connect in a wallet. A lot of times Wallet Connect, oh no.
Yeah.
Does it? Yeah, okay. Uniswap. Let's go to Uniswap. And change Wallet Connect. Okay, so this is really interesting. Wallet Connect signs up. Oh no, I don't have a wallet. What do I do with my wallet? I'll use this old one. Okay, I've got an old wallet. I'm going to use Rainbow. So you have I have lots of wallets here. I'm going to use Rainbow. Rainbow is a mobile wallet. Okay. And I'm just going to open up the scanner. Does it show me? Hi, everybody. And I'm going to scan this code. And it's going to say, hey, do you want to connect to Uniswap? And I'm going to say yes. And so now I've connected rainbow.austingriffith.eth. Notice this is a different account. Wow, 3 ETH in there. Way to go. Holding strong. Okay, and say I want to, move 0.1 of that ETH to DAI. You've been through this before. It's going to have me, if I hit swap and I hit confirm, there we go. It pops up on my phone and I say, yes, I would like to. I can't even read it, but ship it. Oh, face needs my face. And there it goes. Now it's going to, everything happens on the phone. It signs everything on the phone and ships it to the dApp. So the dApp says, hey, signer, will you sign this transaction? I sign it on my phone and it goes back to the dApp and the transaction goes through. So this is another way of using wallets to connect to apps, but it's not a Chrome extension. It's using this in-between server that talks to your signer on your mobile phone or wherever you have your Wallet Connect. So that's Wallet Connect one direction. We're wallet connecting in the other direction here, which is kind of confusing, but we're going to connect as the safe into some other app. So if I do the same thing and I go to Uniswap, I'm going to notice I'm in an incognito window here. So I'm staying away from my MetaMask and anything like that. I'll launch the app. I'll put us on Optimism, and then I'll connect my wallet. And instead of scanning the code with my phone, I can also just copy it to my clipboard and I can paste it in here. Now watch what happens. Paste that in here. Now we're connected. Okay, and look at our address, 23D, 23D. So we're connected to Uniswap as the multisig. And let's say I want to swap 0.0001 to DAI. It's going to have us insufficient liquidity. Is that true? Oh, it disconnected us. Welcome to Web3. It reconnected us. We're fine. 0.001. Can we swap to DAI? Please let us swap to DAI. All right. I guess the liquidity came through. Why was it insufficient liquidity? I don't know. Here we go. Swap. Now watch what happens when it goes to make this transaction. It's going to send it out to those Wallet Connect servers, and those Wallet Connect servers are going to relay it back to the Gnosis safe, and it's going to let us propose a transaction to our signers to do this swap. All right. Yep. I understand all that clearly. Definitely. And now there's a new transaction in the transactions. And what I do is I would go here and I'd send this queue out to everyone and I'd say, sirs, please sign. and I'd send that link along, right? And then you guys could go to this. I'll go ahead and stop sharing, and you could sign it, and it will make this swap happen over on Optimism. And then I think we have become power users of Web3. We've gone through so many hangups today. Hopefully this helps you at home understand just how frustrating it could be sometimes, but also how cool this technology is, and the fact that Sanford didn't even exist a couple days ago, and we created this identity permissionlessly, and this identity was able to swap things. This identity was able to go into an L2 and make quick, cheap transactions. This identity was able to join a multi-sig and have friends making signatures and have a safer place to store their money. You want to sign that last transaction? Anybody want to go for it? Share your screen and sign it. What else do we need to cover? Have we covered everything? Ooh, we were going to float one last transaction at 10 Gwei. Why don't you float this transaction at 10 Gwei? Oh no, it's on Optimism. It's going to go right away. Yeah. Yep. So if you go ahead and confirm, but this time don't execute. Let's do that. Let's do a confirmation without executing.
Confirm.
Yep. There's uncheck that execute transaction box right there. Yep. And then hit submit. And now it's just going to be that information that you have to sign. So you as a signer don't have to pay any gas here. We get all the signatures together off chain. We use their transaction service. Yep. Sanford and ATG are in. So it's displaying the ENS there, even though we're on. Okay, now this is the part, this is the hardest part about the Gnosis Safe, is waiting for that transaction service. It did come through. It came through pretty quickly. Here we go. Let's execute it. And now we're going to pay a little gas, and it should make this swap happen. Here we go. I wonder if this UI is still hooked in and listening to the transaction, even though we went through the whole safe to make it happen. I'm less confident that Uniswap's going to see it go through, but let's see what happens. They're mostly used to, in terms of like the UX they code in here, they mostly used to making these swaps probably from a MetaMask. And surely the transaction has gone through. We're just waiting for the indexer to find it. Yeah, and it looks like because of the Wallet Connect stuff or something, oh, we see our balance even change behind here, but this thing never discovered the transaction. But we did something so cool there. I don't even expect that thing to understand, right? Like we just used a multi-sig to make a transaction, just like we were another user. We were able to propose to our DAO. I say we move 0.001 ETH of our treasury into stable coins because the price is fluctuating, right? So we were able to move money from our treasury with a vote from everyone in a multi-sig. And if Sanford's 12-word seed phrase got leaked, this $10 would still be safe. And that's kind of the interesting thing we wanted to show there. Okay, how about floating one last transaction from Sanford to send me like $5 and put it at 10 Gwei. And we'll see next week when we get started with scripting. That's what you have to look forward to. Coder, we're done becoming a power user. You now have a license to go learn and make mistakes and go spend some money on mainnet and on L2s. Hopefully we've given you a good enough introduction to that. Go make a bunch of transactions, go get frustrated with Web3. And next week we will be starting scripting. We're gonna write some code, but not a bunch of like scary heavy code. We're going to write little scripts that'll get you used to providers and signers and wallets and how to orchestrate some of that stuff with scripts. There we go. A 10 Gwei transaction to send 5 DAI, only 42 cents. So if this goes through, you will send $5 and pay 42 cents. And it's kind of cool,
we'll
like when you make a really big send. Yeah, we'll see in a week what that is gonna. Oh, did it just fail?
Oh.
It was just like, that's not enough to even make it into the mempool.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Network is busy.
I mean, it's only 30. All right, try 11. Try 11. Will it let us? There's probably some minimum that we need to get into the mempool. And it's just like people could spam the mempool if there wasn't some cutoff. Let's try 11. Yeah. No. 5 DAI, hit next. and then go to gas and edit it and hard code it to 11 max fee. Let's see if that works. Don't fail us. Okay, now it's gonna let us float it. Why 10 didn't work and 11 did? Maybe there's some cutoff, maybe there's just some weird thing, but there we go. There's the transaction. We will float that to the mempool and let it go for a while. We'll see next week if that goes through. You want to maybe paste that link to the chat just so we have it, just in case. Did we do it? Boy, we had some frustrating moments. That's great though. That's what we want people to see, is like, this, it is not perfect. There's so much to understand. And then on top of all the things to understand, sometimes it doesn't work great. And we need you, the builder, to start thinking about how we integrate ENS in all these apps. How do we convince the ecosystem to use ENS everywhere on Optimism and just have it settle domain net? We're in the Wild West here. There's so much territory to still cover. Thank you.
We did
Ed
a
and
lot
Carlos.
today.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We made a bunch of transactions.
Yeah.
Way to go. Yes. And hopefully someone watching at home now has the confidence to wade into this ecosystem and make some transactions and spend a little gas, go to an L2, try out NFT marketplaces, try out dexes and swap to different tokens, try out multisigs and having kind of a really small DAO, a little group, an organization, some kind of safe thing. You can also just have a multisig just for you. Take an account that you have the seed phrase in your sock drawer, and then take another account where you have the seed phrase in a safety deposit box, and then take another account where you have the seed phrase split up and given to all your relatives or a password keeper. And since you have those mnemonics stored in 3 different places, if one of those things gets exposed and you have a 2 of 3 multisig, you're still safe and you can keep your money in that multisig. Or you could have your wife and brother, like I do on my multisig. So if I get hit by a bus, those guys can step in and still pull that money out and not be stuck with an account on atg.eth that no one can ever get to. All right, hearts, guys, thank you for being here. Day 5 is over. We did it. Hopefully you are a power user. If you're not frustrated with Web3, you're not using it enough, use it, get frustrated, and then come fix it. Come help us build the future. All right, hearts, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.